Hey everyone, this is Fiddlehug or AJ Riven, and this is my reaction and kind of review of the Umbrella Academy Season 1, Episode 10. So Umbrella Academy was released like yesterday, I guess, on Netflix. I have watched it. There are some issues, but I'll talk about it after I'm done watching the final episode, which is Episode 10, titled The White Violin. So let's start. Okay, so this is starting with Mr. Hargrave's past. So that's the violin he ends up giving Vanya. That's a good connection. Yeah, Vanya is getting very Jean Grey. Yeah, she's the one who ends up destroying the house. Ellen Page is always a treat to watch. Okay. That's not good. So Klaus is probably going to end up doing something. Yeah. Ben helped. Pogo, you're going to die. It's very Professor X, what he did to Jean, suppressing her. Bye-bye, Pogo. Yeah, Mom's dead too. The actress is doing an amazing job as the handler. And Mary J. Blige is just awesome. Her concert, she has a concert.
Not me.
Yeah, no one is going to believe you, Klaus.
Before you got laid?
Oh.
Assuming it's okay with your two dads.
I wonder if I could borrow it?
Oh, so that's how he gave her the violin.
And go.
I mean, come on, she got married and had a kid. Okay, so this is a very emotional scene.
I know.
This is an amazing scene. What? Bye-bye, Chacha. She ain't dead. So no one could shoot them? This is so comic booky. Just kill her, Hazel. Yes, good. Okay, Klaus is going to do something. He's going to summon someone. Also, good way to save on CGI. Okay, so Diego versus Chacha. Okay, so Allison is going to do something. What's she doing to them though? Allison with a gun? I don't think she has it in her to shoot her. What you gonna do, Allison? Boom. Cool. Okay, so the moon breaks. Apocalypse. Meteors. Earth's going to be destroyed now. Okay, so they're going to time jump. Wait, this wasn't in the comics, right? I don't think it was in the comics. They are changing the story. They're turning back into teenagers. But then again, they're time traveling, so no one is really dead. And that's the cliffhanger ending. That's the cliffhanger ending. Okay, so Umbrella Academy thoughts. I enjoyed it. There were a lot of issues with this series. It wasn't necessarily anything original. If you are a fan of comic books or if you have been watching comic book adapted live action movies, you would probably end up predicting everything that ends up happening, or at least most of everything that ends up happening in the series. I liked the brothers, the adopted siblings. I liked their powers, but yeah, as far as the issues are concerned, I really think that they ended up using Diego's ex-girlfriend as someone who ended up getting fridged, Detective Patch, just for Diego's man pain. And also there's the entire Vanya thing, which reminds me of the entire Jean Grey thing, that they are angry women who are very powerful and the society or the world can't handle their anger. And then there's the entire Allison thing, who ended up using her powers for her own good. Like, there was a lot of female anger running around in the series, which I appreciated. It was good, but I do think that it could have been handled quite, much better. I really enjoyed the scene where Luther ended up crying when he figured out that his mission on the moon was fake. That was a good scene. Klaus ended up being your cliche queer character who can talk to the dead and is kind of emo and depressed. And he kind of reminded me of Nico from those Percy Jackson books. What more? I liked 5. 5 was good. Then I also liked the handler. I liked a lot of this as a whole, as a binge-watching experience. I liked the entire story. But if I sit down and break it up, there were a lot of issues. There were a lot of cliches. There were a lot of comic booky tropes, which I really felt that I hoped that they didn't like follow or they mixed it up a bit, especially the entire thing with Vanya and her boyfriend, who ended up being who was it? Some kind of person who reminded me of Syndrome from The Incredibles, who was a fanboy, but his fanboyishness ended up being toxic. That was very predictable. Like, it's a very predictable series if you are a fan of comic books. But having said that, I still enjoyed it. I still had a lot of fun watching it, and I am looking forward to season 2. And all of the issues that I talked about with the siblings not ignoring Vanya and Vanya's anger being a reason for it, and also Detective Patch dying, Chacha dying, what happened with Ellison and her throat. After all of these things that I have said, they don't necessarily matter because they are time jumping, and if they're going back into the past, then no one really died. So maybe they'll be able to redo everything, and it will be really fun if they end up if season 2 ends up centering on the younger cast and how they try to change things. But then again, as Five said, even though if you try to change things, the apocalypse is still going to happen. Like, you can't really change the timeline a lot. Like, specific things are still going to happen, so that will be interesting to see. Like, if anything that That's So Raven has taught me is that you can't really necessarily change the future. What's going to happen is going to happen. So it will be interesting to see how they try to like help Vanya so that she doesn't end up blowing everything up. So yeah, season 2, I really hope that Netflix gives us one, like the second season. And Jamie will be doing a written review of this for the Geekery. The link to that will be down in the comment section below as soon as it goes up. Let me know what you guys thought. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, even though there were some issues, even though the writing was predictable, I still enjoyed watching this series. I binge-watched the entire thing. And again, Ellen Page, all of the actors, they did an awesome job, and I want to see more of them. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. Until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.